Hello everyone, today I'd like to discuss a subject with you that I thought was interesting. That is the subject of impulsivity and decision fatigue. I was reading a book by a friend of mine that was given to me. I will keep my friend anonymous, but this book was called something like How to Win Friends and Influence People, or How to Influence People and Win Friends. And it discusses many marketing tactics that businesses use in order to turn a profit. And one of the tactics that it discusses is the concept of decision fatigue. And there are many videos on the internet discussing decision fatigue and its applications, but the short of it is decision fatigue is the presence of choices and options over the course of a day or in a moment or in any situation actually takes a toll on people's ability to function in terms of making decisions. So a person who makes a decision, any decision, will make poorer quality consecutive decisions, and so forth and so forth. So if a person who has already made 3 decisions will have a more difficult time making a 4th decision than someone who has not made a decision, who is now making a decision. And that is called decision fatigue, and it is a marketing principle that most companies and stores are well aware of. Why do you think when you walk by signs you see buy now, buy now, buy now, buy it now, want, desire? I literally saw a commercial for a certain candy bar in the store today that literally just said want over it. It just said want. What is that? As you walk through a store, you are subconsciously incurring decision fatigue. And stores and the internet, especially when you get a notification from a fast food restaurant notifying you of a certain deal, you are saying no. Most of the time, like most people, you probably just disregard them on YouTube. You probably disregard the ads that you watch on YouTube. But even that disregarding is a decision, and it does actually affect your ability to make effective decisions in the near future. Companies are aware of this, and they deliberately try to wear people down to the point to get them to make less than optimal decisions and increase the likelihood that they will react in a favorable manner towards the company, basically to buy their product. And this got me thinking, if you really look at decision fatigue and think about it as a tactic, it is everywhere. Decision fatigue is everywhere. It is tactics for inducing decision fatigue in people are everywhere. Even when you drive down the street, you see signs and billboard telling you to do things. They're all telling you. You're reading it. You are experiencing what they're saying to you. They are telling you to do something, but you're just choosing to ignore them. You're choosing to ignore them over and over again. And stores are designed in such a way so to get you to walk through the store and make as many decisions as possible before you leave. Saying no or ignoring is a decision. It is a decision. And they know that, and they do that on purpose, according to this book that I am referencing. And once you take that into account, it makes me wonder. Oftentimes, when people criticize the members of the proletariat in our country, people discuss impulsive decisions as being the blame for people's poverty. And many will claim that the younger generations are very impulsive, that they are impulsive and are unable to control their desires. And I must admit, I have at times myself been subject to this, and I kept thinking to myself, what is the cause? What is the cause of people's seemingly increasingly impulsive actions and decisions? And I think it's not surprising. I have reached a conclusion. I really do suspect that the reason that our generations are becoming increasingly impulsive. But see, when we say impulsive, it implies that it is a personality trait, as if it is something inherent to us. But really, I think that calling people impulsive hides the fact that I suspect what we associate with impulsivity is actually decision fatigue. I think the majority of our society, which is increasingly because decision fatigue is much more a problem on the internet. Because, for example, if you want to order a pizza in the store, you walk into the store and you order the pizza and you leave. But on the internet, it says, do you want to upgrade? Do you want to upgrade? Do you want to tip your driver now or later? Do you want this? Do you want, what toppings do you want? How many toppings do you want? Do you want to add sauces? Do you want to add breadsticks? It literally asks you, and you have to click no, no thanks, maybe later, no thanks. And I love that it's maybe later. They say maybe later very frequently. They're trying to get you to think into that mindset. Maybe later, instead of just no. They don't even give you the option to say no. They say yes or maybe later. So they bombard you with many choices and options, as many choices and options as they can, and it is deliberate. It is deliberate. They know you, unless you're trying to order breadsticks, you probably don't want breadsticks, but they put that in there even though they know that you probably won't want breadsticks, because one, if they don't ask, because asking increases the chance of the sale, of course, but also it does contribute to decision fatigue, and companies put decision fatigue at a premium. So I really do suspect that what we misidentify as impulsivity is actually a social response to decision fatigue. People are worn out from constantly having to make all these decisions about their day-to-day experiences, and they just end up running on autopilot. By the end of the day, people are just running on autopilot. They're just going wherever the wind takes them. They're just going wherever any impulse takes them, because that is the easiest, most convenient solution for them in that moment, according to the principles of discussed in this book about decision fatigue. And I do really believe that. I do believe that people tend to make the best decisions according to the skills and knowledge that they are given. I do believe decision fatigue is a factor, and I believe that that this does contribute to the perception of younger generations being impulsive. I think the fact that we have an increasing reliance upon technology to accomplish things has meant that we are constantly bombarded with marketing in unfathomably complex ways. Can you let me put it to you this way. I have noticed that fast food chains, I listen to some kind of sleep music for when I go to sleep because it helps me sleep. It is some kind of meditation trance music sometimes. But I have noticed that the commercials change during the morning. The early morning at 3 a.m., for example, I will be awoken by an alarm, but it's not my alarm. It's not my alarm going off. It is the commercial that is playing in my sleeping music. The commercial that is playing during my sleeping music is some kind of fast food, starting with rise and shine, to start the day off with fresh, hot, sizzling, this and that and the other thing. Why did they choose literally, they are literally playing alarms in their commercials at 3 a.m. Do you think that's a coincidence? It's not a... Come on. I have a difficult time believing that's a coincidence. That the only time I hear those particular commercials with those particular sounds are at 3 a.m. in the morning. They are trying to wake you up at 3 a.m. in the morning to get you to think about their product several times during the night. They are trying to give you decision fatigue even while you sleep. They're trying to wake you up with their product at 3 a.m. in the morning. They want you to think about their product subconsciously while you're sleeping. They want you to wake up several times during the night and think about their product, and so that hopefully you'll buy it when you wake up. They probably know that you're probably going to be irritated, and that your chances of buying it are slim. But over millions of people, maybe some people will buy it, and over a population of millions of people, that's a lot of decision fatigue. And a lot of these large fast food chains actually, I would assume, cooperate with one another. And the reason I say that they probably do cooperate with one another is because, for example, is Burger King really different from McDonald's? They're two burger shops, but I've seen two Burger Kings next to each other, and I've also seen a Burger King next to a McDonald's. So I really do believe they at least communicate and cooperate in terms of social engineering like that. What do you think? Do you think that the younger generations are just impulsive? Or do you think that there may be elements of decision fatigue at play? Deliberate corporate design decision fatigue to get people to be impulsive and be looser with their money. I feel like what I'm saying may be a little bit ageist. I do apologize. I am referring to the perception that many people of the elderly generations, myself and above my years, have this impression that the younger generations are more impulsive. And I'm giving an explanation to address that. Why I think that may actually not be impulsiveness. So then you've surely seen the memes about younger generations needing lattes and avocado toast and cell phones and games and all these impulsive decisions, pets and tattoos, and which I'm not saying any of these things are good or bad, but I do think that the impulsivity is at least largely attributable to decision fatigue being rampant in our society. Let me know what you think. I'd like to know, do you think that it is simply something inherent in people that makes them impulsive, or do you think that we are being increasingly exposed to decision fatigue in ways that have never been seen in history? Please let me know your thoughts. Have a nice day. I love you all.